You good, Janie?
All right, here we go.
Corpsepaint Show welcomes you. There are some days when we all know that life sucks. 48 hours ago, we were informed a good friend of the show died, and that is Bruce Corbett from War Beast and Rigor Mortis. We're mourning the loss of a good friend, a talented person, a friend of the show. Bruce was a passionate metalhead, and we were lucky to have him on this show twice. Those episodes are on our YouTube page, The Corpsepaint Show, and one was in 2017, one was in 2018. And Bruce, we miss you. You're a great guy. We miss you. It won't be the same. It won't be the same. We were just talking about the final show that Warbeast played, and you were there, Janie Slash, on stage too. That was so cool. Let's bring on our guest. It's Ven Scott. He also has some Rigor Mortis Bruce Corbett stories to share with us. Ven, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, actually, Rigor Mortis and Bruce Corbett, deep in my metal roots. When I was 15, my stepfather came back from a garage sale with a stack full of vinyl, and he's like, I don't know what this is, but it looked like you'd be interested in this. And in that vinyl was like So Far So Good, So What, some Pink Floyd, but also this number.
Yeah.
Which it's unplayable, has been unplayable for years because I played the crap out of it. And the interesting story behind this, at least it's interesting to me, as you can see, I was able to get all the signatures, all original members. I'm still playing around with the camera here, including Mike before Mike passed away.
Mike Scott.
A couple of years, but a couple of years before the show where I got this, my previous band, Dead Earth Politics, we started playing with War Beast, who was Texas Metal Alliance at that point.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that Bruce was in the band. And then he comes walking in after, we're setting up to open, and I look over at Tammy Moore, who was the promoter for that. Is that Bruce Corbett? And she's like, yeah, that's Bruce. So I went up, I love Reanimator. And he was, of course, really, really cool. And we became friends as we played more shows together. But when I got this signed, I had a couple of tequilas before I went outside after getting the signatures to chat with Bruce and Gina. And I was just talking, flailing my arms around when my disc fell out, landed on the ground, and chipped off right in front of us. And Bruce looked there, and he went, "You can't get that anymore."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, at least now I have an awesome, ridiculous story to share regarding the signing as well.
You kind of have a story. Your arms were flying all around, and there went the disc.
Exactly. Kind of what I do. That's what I do. I talk like this all the time, so things get broken. It's dangerous.
Wait, show us again. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You talk with your hands.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, we were scrolling through a couple of photos, and there's one of Bruce just cracking up laughing. Ryler, it was one of the last ones you showed. It was in our studio with Janie Slash in the foreground. And yeah, and it's a little out of focus. That's Scott Shelby and Bruce back there, and we were just cracking up and having fun. And
it was because of Ed Neal.
Ed Neal was there.
You can't really see him. He's between you and Scott. He was hilarious.
Ed Neal is a comedian.
He's that hat.
He's that hat. Yeah. So, yeah, we miss you, Bruce.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting Ed at the Fango relaunch in December-ish, and actually the picture, Jay, that you saw, or that both of you probably have seen on my profile with me and Bruce was that night, and I actually was fortunate enough to spend time with him the last time that night and shared Date from Hell with him. And that was really important for me to do that. And I don't have any words even then. I mean, I looked over at him and I was joking about, you know, how weird life can be, where, you know, you have these heroes and these people that you put up on your pedestal, and then, you know, 20 some odd years later, you're watching your first movie with them while they're eating an omelet next to you.
Isn't that great?
It's wild. It's wild.
So, as you know, Bruce, big fan of horror, and of course Ed Neal, you know, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and so many other scary movies as well. But so, I think that's fantastic, and yeah, we're showing this image now. They opened for Obituary. And it was so fun. That was such a great night, man. And Midnight played then too, and Creator. It was the actual Creator tour. But that was a crazy night too, with Warbeast opening the stage.
I'm surprised anyone survived. Jeez, that lineup, dude.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Creator is just a beast on stage, like Warbeast is. You know, there they are.
Yeah.
There they are in all their glory, right there, man.
Yeah.
So that's a good segue. Your movie, and can we call this your first?
Is this your first?
We're going to go ahead and call this my first. I was I had a video and film efforts 15-ish years ago, but none of them compared to the amount of work and the professionalism and the end result that Date from Hell has. So I'm fine with calling this my first.
It looks professional.
It is professional.
It is. And look, let me just say, Janie Slash.
Right? I mean, it is professional.
Thank you for now. What Ven did is shared with Janie Slash and I an advanced copy. We really appreciate that, and we really enjoyed this. Now, so here's my question: is this based on your memories, or is this your imagination?
You mean a personal experience?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There was that one time when I was dating that one. This was actually, so you have all those stories where people like, to make it, I need to leave my small town and go to this big town or whatever to get noticed. It was exactly the look at that. It was exactly the opposite for me. My wife and I moved to Llano almost 2 years ago in May, and leading up to that, having done some work with Tyler Russell Productions for the last 2 music videos for Dead Earth Politics before I put that to sleep. I also produced a short film for him, and I had decided at that point that I wanted to get back into filmmaking. So we moved to Llano, and Llano is gorgeous. I love Llano. It's a town of 3,200. The awesome buildings, really beautiful river, great landscape, and awesome people. So I fell into friendship with this guy named Rich Houston, and he and I were talking about Llano promotion. So I was like, okay, maybe my first film can be something to, you know, promote Llano, and Llano is a place to shoot, you know, get some money into the economy, and so on and so forth. And my mind went to you know, serial killers, hunters versus hunted. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give the twist away. Not that there's a twist. Anybody? There's no maybe.
Right. There's no twist.
Yeah,
Might be, but who knows?
yeah, you gotta watch it to find out.
So that's how that came up, you know. And then I wrote it, and I was like, okay, I want to do just like a $3,000 little thing. We'll throw a lot of blood at it. I contacted Jason Zentner, who did the special effects for RUNESCARRED, the single that was the song of that title for the previous band. And I was like, I need a DP. He connected me with Brandon Torres. Brandon, he's done stuff that's on Netflix, Kill or Be Killed, which is a weird psychological horror Western thing. That's if you get a chance to watch it, watch it. And so I'm like, $3,000, and like, yeah, $25,000 later, we have, you know, all this special effects. We take over Llano for 3 nights. Tracy Beebe came in and helped doctor my script to make it better, because I've come to find in this process that I can write, but I either need to have somebody polish it, or you know, I'll develop a story and either myself, and then go, hey, make this, you know, good, or you know, or we'll work on that together. And yeah, and so this is, you know, I'm looking at this thing, and even if nobody else besides us three see it, I'm amazed by it. I love it, and it would not have come to this point without every bit of effort that everybody who was involved with this put in, from PA to Poppy Westlane, who did the catering, to just everybody in Llano, who I was really concerned, because we were going to have screaming, and it's a small town, and I'm not familiar with this town, and I'm an unknown element to this town. And at this time, we had some issues with our PD, and they were sort of on high alert, and I'm like, I'm going to get arrested. But everybody was really cool, and actually still supports us. It's a great art town. Anyway, so I'm rambling on about Llano now. So no, this is not from a memory. It's from my own stupid brain.
Ven, pardon this, but where is Llano?
Llano is about an hour and a half northwest of Austin. So I'm about 3.5 hours from you guys.
Okay.
We've been to Llano.
Okay, I thought we had. I just couldn't remember.
Llano's one of those, like, isn't it spelled Llano?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
We were talking about a couple shows ago Texas towns and how they're all spelled weird and pronounced differently, though how they like. Yeah. Cause you're like,
Yeah,
I know some people call it Llano instead of Llano.
Llano and Llano.
I've only heard Llano here. I've gotten into one discussion about Llano versus Llano.
Yeah, that too.
And that didn't go very far.
But let's be clear to our horror fans, and hello horror fans, Chop Block TV, salute to you and everyone else watching live on Facebook. Hails. You said lots of blood. We like blood, Ven. And so would it be okay right now if we showed that short little trailer, and then we can kind of see some blood-soaked people?
I would be honored if you would share that with everybody watching.
Let's do that now. We'll come right back to you.
You are just making. We are done here.
No, Bobby D. No, you get back here right now. You think I'm gonna touch you after this? You are sorely mistaken. Bobby? Bobby?
If you think I'm going to touch you after this, you are sorely mistaken. I love that. Terror
I like
never.
the blood splatter.
I like the slogan. Terror never swipes left.
Are done here.
Whoa, we're not done here yet.
No, we're not.
We're not done
me
here.
again.
I don't know what that was.
Okay, so
We are not done by any means.
is that filmed in a little Llano cafe? Because it looks very quaint.
No, it was actually shot at Joe's Bar and Grill. Guillaume Ming, who was managing at the time, gave us free reign, and we kind of took the bar over after hours on a Sunday, which is right across from the square in the courthouse where we shot for the rest of the night. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So whenever you go into Llano, go eat at Joe's.
Joe's Cafe. Joe's Bar and Grill.
Joe's Bar and Grill. They actually have excellent sliders.
I have to say, do you have a recommendation for the sliders?
Yeah.
Do they have a good beer selection?
They do. I couldn't tell you anything about it because I actually don't drink beer. If you want to talk about tequila, I can talk to you about some tequila, and then I just drink water.
Water is good. Water is good.
Sometimes.
Tequila is good too.
So, all right, Ven, did you answer the question about whether this is from your memories or this is from
he did answer that question.
imagination?
He said it was from his brain.
It's from
It was from my stupid brain. I went on and on and on and on.
Jeez, why do you say memories?
All right. So this was all created in your head. Okay. All right. Good.
What inspired it? I guess that's what we're asking.
Really, what inspired it was what inspired me to actually write it was because there were so many places that I wanted to shoot in Llano. In fact, the loft scene was supposed to happen at the Red Top Jail, which is an historic jail here that's creepy as hell. But that ended up getting changed and for the better. But I don't know if you got a chance to see A Darker Man, the music video that includes some of the footage from there. The performance pieces in that video are actually in Red Top, and the video for This Is Mine, it was shot at the historic Llano Texas theater. So there, and that's just within like a block, 2 blocks. So the range of possibilities is
cool.
Really, really wide. But the inspiration for the story was just, what if somebody was, what if a victim was being hunted and then things weren't exactly what they seemed to the hunter? I'm really trying to be vague, but I think Tracy's going to kick my ass for not being vague enough.
Oh boy.
I feel like you're still pretty vague.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're safe. I think you're safe, man. All right. Well, this is.
There's no twist.
Let's go on the record and saying,
Twist. What a
this
twist.
is a badass short film that when it is out, you gotta watch.
Are there any festivals that you're submitting to, like in particular?
All the festivals. I've got this out to Nightmares. I've got this out to Glasgow International. I've got this out to Austin Film Festival, Austin Revolution Film Festival. I've got, man, I could pull up the list, but I won't do that to you. But yes, I've got it out to several festivals.
That's
and
good.
Hopefully I'll be hearing some positive responses shortly. South by Southwest already told me no, though. Sad face.
Aww.
But you were mentioning some music videos, and of course those are RUNESCARRED songs.
Yes.
So talk to me about who did the music for your film.
Tim from RUNESCARRED, our lead guitarist, and if I can even deign to make this comparison, the Randy Rhoads to my Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, you can, sure.
Yeah, though he's a better Randy Rhoads than I am an Ozzy. Tim is a Berkeley grad who is, anything music he'll snap onto. And I wanted, one of the big things about Dave from Hell was I wanted it to be apparent that my inspiration is coming from, like, John Carpenter, but I didn't want and Stuart Gordon and everybody, basically 80s horror, but I didn't want it to be another Strange Things where you know, everything is awash with all this color and it's all electronic. And so I talked to Tim. I said, hey, you know how you score movies? And he said, no, never done that. I said, okay, cool. You want to score a movie? John Carpenter, go. His wife Des said, we're going to sit down, we're going to watch some movies. And then he went, there was very little coaching at all. The first time I went in and listened to the rough that he was putting together for it, my DP Brandon, he and I just, we were like,
get connected.
You knocked it out of the park and it's not even finished yet.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring up, speaking of Tim and the band, let's bring up that, yeah, that's us right there. Let's bring up that article from Metal Hammer. RUNESCARRED had a great write-up in Metal Hammer.
Yeah, we did. It was, this year has been very, very kind to me and to us, both with the film and with RUNESCARRED. We officially launched. Tim, Peyton, and I have been jamming together for over a year now, maybe 2 years. Man, it all blends together. And then Josh jumped on shortly thereafter, and then Skunk. But our official launch date, I'll mark as our first show and our CD release, which was June 29th. So since June 29th, we've had a lot of really good press. Metal Hammer, Matt Mills reaching out to us for that.
Isn't that cool? I mean, look at this article. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
We're all still ugly.
No, come on. And this is a great article that does talk about, yes, his Berkeley, background, and your kind of heavy metal. You're a heavy metal band, and you kind of talk about Ozzy and Judas Priest, and I think you could hold your own. I agree, man. After hearing you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of hubris as a metal band you have to kind of push out there, but I feel like we can back up everything that we say. Now, I'm not saying that we're better or even as good, and neither is Tim. Though Tim is pretty damn close to being at these levels. I'm constantly trying to catch up with him, which is why I love working with him, because I love learning from him and just always being challenged. But I absolutely feel like, even though I'd be crapping my pants, on stage, opening up for Judas Priest, I think we could definitely hold our own.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, so
there you go, man. So I just it's great to know you, man, because here you are leading RUNESCARRED, and then also you've put out a very badass horror, bloody gore film.
After it plays the circuit, like the festival circuit, do you have any plans of releasing it, or know what platforms, or have you thought that far? I know it's kind of...
We are talking to a few people who know more and better things than I do. So we are looking at that, because since it's a short film, the playscape is not as broad, so it might end up being that we just host it on on Vimeo and share it with the world. I mean, really, this is meant to serve as my calling card, or a calling card, to lead me into other things that we are currently developing. So I hope to have a link or some sort of direction to share with more people than just under the table, like like with Corpsepaint, and get as many eyes as I can on this, because I'm uber proud.
Yes.
Proud.
Yeah, you should. Well, it's amazing. It's really great, and it definitely will serve as a great kind of this is what I can do. This is what I did, especially as your first actual recent directorial debut. And it was really intelligent to do it the way you did it. It was it was simple, but it was well done. You didn't try to do anything crazy or over the top, and everything hits hard, and the effects are great. And that's important, because some people,
That's all Jason Zentner. Man, Zentner, worked on the special effects for a full year leading up to it. He and I were doing a bunch of back and forth. Multiple iterations of the busts, which if you go to our Instagram page, I think there are several pictures on there. The Instagram.
Well, we can go to the website and we go to your Facebook. So go ahead and continue. Sorry to interrupt, and we'll pop those up as your
Cool. Yeah, no, and that's really it. I mean, I'm just glad that you mentioned the special effects, because Jason worked really hard on that, and I think he killed it. It was clearly a labor of love for him. Terror Never Goes Dutch. That was before I changed it to Terror Never Swipes Left.
That's all right. And then under cast and crew, right?
Yeah.
Would be more info on Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna
Jason's doing a lot of stuff as well.
There's Ven.
Jeez.
And there's great humor in it too. I did appreciate the little bit of humor in there.
Thank you. Here's a question. When she was angry at Bobby right before things went nuts, could you understand what she was saying while she was punching him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Cool. That makes me happy.
So
I thought it got lost. I fought for that line. You don't understand. I fought for that line.
Really?
I wanted that line. Yeah. Well, dick face fart sucker. Yeah. That doesn't go on every T-shirt.
you're right. We don't want to reveal things. If you want to, that's totally cool. We don't want to, too much.
Oh no, I don't think that necessarily.
That doesn't give anything away.
Okay.
No.
Nah.
So we popped up your website. We popped up the Facebook page for Date from Hell. So
Kathleen in the chat group says this is a nice freaking website.
It is. That is a well done website, Ven.
Thank you. I will totally take credit for that WordPress template that I bought.
Okay. There we go. Look at that again. And it's got a great segment on cast and crew with a nice paragraph and photo of each of you guys. And then about story and gallery. But yeah, Terror Never Goes Dutch. Terror Never Swipes Left.
I feel like the title is, the title's great. And I feel like it's going to draw a lot of people in because we all have had a date from hell.
They can relate.
And you're going to be like, I kind of wonder. It draws intrigue. You're like, I kind of wonder what this date from hell could be. Because, that's vague. It could be anything.
Could be.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the goal. It not only fit perfectly, just in I guess the ambiance of the everything that leads up, but it's not Stabby McStabbles goes stabbing again.
Right.
What the hell is this about?
I don't know if you can hear our back bed of music, but we're throwing in some classic rock for you.
I hear it now.
All right. I gotta have some Deep Purple, right?
Oh, dude, I love Deep Purple.
So, hey, speaking of Judas Priest, they're touring again. They're coming to Dallas in May, and Uriah Heep is opening for them. And what a great night that might be, right?
Easy living.
There you go.
What a weird lineup. What
No.
Heap, but it's just kind of weird to me.
I don't know. In my view, Heap should be headlining. That's just me. Okay, don't.
Them's fighting words.
Oh
good,
boy.
Sir.
Oh boy.
Fighting words. It's a good
Hey.
thing I can't fight.
Look, when we do our overhead cam, you see our whole table here, and I bought some banners from Encepharum. They just played in Dallas, and Arsis has a new CD out called Visitant. Their Technical Death, and a real strong band. So that they both played together Thursday night here in Dallas. What a great show that was. I don't know if you noticed, Janie. I got some new layout here.
I noticed.
Yes. The Corpsepaint Show welcomes Ven Scott, the director of Date from Hell, and lead screamer, no singer for RUNESCARRED.
Yes, sir.
What is the name of the EP?
It is We Are. So we as Tim and I at that point it was Tim, Aaron, and I. We put our former band Dead Earth Politics to rest, and decided before we even did that we were going to embark on a new project, because musically we were just kind of growing out of DEP. DEP was great, and I love DEP and the times that I've had with it. But there's rebranding, and then there's, you know, you just have to kind of break. You still kind of have to break out of that mold. So we did that, put that to rest, but I still had some. We still had some momentum that I wanted to keep. So I wanted to get an EP out as quickly as possible. In this case, it took about a year, even for 3 songs. So it's not only taken from the lyrics from which from the song which the name came, but it's an announcement. Again, with that presentation of hubris, you know, who are these guys? We are RUNESCARRED.
We are RUNESCARRED.
And the concept of, you know, those who just plow through the trials and tribulations that are thrown at their feet, that bear their scars. They take them willingly, show the marks that life is just laid upon your flesh, and proudly say, I'm still persevering. I am RUNESCARRED, you know.
Nice,
so
nice.
That's the concept.
Is it a throwback to runes and Vikings? You know, was that kind of the?
It can be. It's not specifically Nordic. And actually, so before it was a track title for the last album that DEP did, it was always intended to be the moniker for another project. But the inspiration for this name is actually from my wife. My wife and I are huge. Hey, what's up? I see you. It's like I'm floating on top of y'all. My wife and I are big nerds, and she actually got me into things like World of Warcraft and D&D. And she had a RUNESCARRED barbarian, and you know, I knew her backstory and how she was upset that her RUNESCARRED barbarian was killed. So magically she had a sister the next week and created this whole new character, so she didn't have to get rid of all of her stats and her belongings. Well, but yeah, so
are you saying you met on World of Warcraft?
No.
Okay.
Actually, my wife introduced me to World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And she introduced me to a lot. I had played Dungeons and Dragons before, but she got me into it a little bit more. Dead Earth Politics was into Dungeons and Dragons even heavier, and so that's kind of where all of the mythos that I started exploring lyrically by the end of that previous band came in, and then bleeds in a little bit. RUNESCARRED's a tad less Dungeons and Dragons-y. I guess we're Dungeons and Dragons in these sometimes in the sense of where Dio is Dungeons and Dragons, where we're not actually singing about Dungeons and Dragons, but like to use the pictures and the imagery.
Okay. This is a totally off-road comment. This is totally off-road.
I'm excited now.
We're going off-road.
I have no idea what's happening. I'm a little scared.
So there's this Netflix series called Norseman. It's about Vikings, right? And in this series, Norseman, okay, they write in rune. They write in rune, like graffiti, and you know, and like making fun of their chieftain and stuff like this, all written in rune, and they put them on these little sticks. And then people in the community of Vikings see that, and they start laughing. It's almost like bathroom graffiti, only written in rune. It's a very funny series about Vikings.
Every time
we can go back on run.
My wife and I are spending. We spend about an hour and a half every night eating dinner, looking for something to watch, and then 30 minutes watching something that we should have just started watching anyway. And we always go by Norseman. And every time I see Norseman, I don't know. To me, it reads Norseman.
Oh. Well, yeah. There's actually a lot of that in it. It is. This is I thought would be a serious story about Vikings. Instead, is a black comedy. It's a dark comedy about Vikings.
Really?
It really is weird.
I haven't seen it either.
It is a
We're
dark
gonna have
comedy.
to watch Norseman.
I know. I will never see that the same now. I like it.
You are
Norse
welcome.
human.
Norseman. So, all right. Hey, Ven, you should stick with us. Okay, we're gonna talk about a variety of topics coming up, and you will like all of it. This might be a good time for us to show. I think I sent Ryler. Ryler's on our board tonight. One of your music videos from RUNESCARRED. Do you have both of them, Ryler? Okay. Do you have a preference, Ven, of which one that we should blast out?
I always introduce with "This Is Mine."
This is okay. So
I like that.
This is mine, and this is from the EP We Are, and the band is RUNESCARRED, and it shows some images from your film, right?
No, that would be "Darker Man."
Okay, no problem. We'll stick with. Yeah, there we go. We're good, Ryler. This is mine.
No, that's Tim's legacy.
Hi, Ven. That was some strong stuff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
This is Mine by RUNESCARRED. And while you're in the metal mood, we are the U.S. distributors of Metal Legion magazine. Can you see that, Ben?
Yeah.
This is a badass magazine with a CD. And so if you want a copy of this, my email is stiltdemon@gmail.com. You can also find that on our website, corpsepaint.net.
Sweet.
Yeah, we distribute.
Hit you up.
Yeah, hit me up. Metal Legion. It's a European magazine, but we're the U.S. distributor. Go ahead, Jeannie.
I would say you had me for a minute in the chat room. I almost was like, he's not an idiot.
Yeah, Ven, someone in the chat room is asking who is the blank that we're talking to on this show tonight.
It was Ven. I saw it and I was like, wait, what? That's so mean. And I was about to and then I was like, oh, it's him being funny.
He's testing you.
How does one troll their own interview?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
You should write like a blog on it.
You eclipse those trollers. You do it.
You're like, you just cut to the chase. You're like, I'm just gonna troll myself.
Big event coming up in Dallas in May. Now, Ven, do you go to Texas Frightmare Weekend?
I actually have not been able to go yet. And we were shooting last year during Frightmare. So I was planning on it, but yeah, short answer is no.
All right. Well,
did you submit your movie? Your short?
Yeah.
To Frightmare?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is their new T-shirt.
Going this. Sorry for the delay in the my internet, but yeah, I plan on going this year for sure. I'll let you talk about the shirt and stop talking myself.
No worries.
Fine.
No.
We
want you here.
We want you here,
Ven. This is their new design, just released. This new T-shirt design, and it is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Dude, that's sweet.
Frightmare 2019, and there's their Facebook page. And we want to show you also, there's their tribute is as well to Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce Corbett was a guest there, I think, every year.
He's always got a table there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Now, their website is super informative, and there's a lot of great guests that are just remarkable this year for 2019 at Frightmare, including Sam Raimi. Including, Sam Raimi. He never does conventions, Ven.
That's insane.
And Bruce Campbell, and Elvira.
And Ted Raimi.
Sam
Raimi's brother.
And we're going to scroll through them. Jeffrey Combs. You've seen.
Oh, yeah, Jeffrey.
The lineup's insane. They have Barbara Crampton.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it gets better. Just keep watching this. Kathleen Quinlan.
What?
I like her a lot. Yeah, there's Sam.
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
Knee majors.
Oh, no.
The Bionic Man.
Lance Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Are you excited?
Whoa.
Robert Englund.
Okay. Robert Englund.
Yeah, they're having an Elm Street party.
Wait till we get to Jenna Jameson. All right, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Look.
I feel like Tim Curry's a bigger. I mean, Jenna Jameson's cool, but
okay.
North Seaman.
North Seaman.
And look, Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Never.
That's weird.
I don't think he ever does conventions. Elm Street Party. Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, and Joe Bob.
Oh yeah, because he's relaunched with Shudder.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
The Last Drive-In. Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp. And there we go. Her convention debut.
Wow. You weren't kidding.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude.
Now we're going to scroll back up to the top just so you kind of have all the details there on their website.
I like that they introduced Nick Castle as the OG Shape.
That's right. Yeah.
Because originally Michael Myers was just called The Shape.
The Shape.
They called him The Shape.
So you can link onto here on how to find lodging and tickets and the schedule and all of that. So it's early May 2019.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yep, it's definitely worth checking out.
I did something. Okay. Texas
Today,
Frightmare Weekend.
according to Richard Nelson, today is Joe Bob's birthday.
Thank you, Richard.
Happy birthday, Joe Bob.
One of our viewers said today is Joe Bob's birthday.
Happy birthday, Joe Bob.
Joe Bob Briggs says, check it out. It's great to have him back on Shudder. And all right, we wanted to tell you also about another event. If you're heading up to Dallas in February, it's Lords of Chaos that we're co-hosting That's the film about Norwegian black metal, and it's opening in Dallas in a couple of weeks, and we're co-hosting this party on February 21st. It's a Thursday night. The Lords of Chaos screening at the Texas Theater.
Isn't that the one that Het is debuting in? Yeah, Hetfield.
I'm sorry.
No. Hetfield. James Hetfield his acting debut is in the one about Ted Bundy.
Oh, yeah,
is it?
Ted Bundy.
Is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah.
No, that's the Ted Bundy tape. No, it's not Ted Bundy. That's the
Okay.
tapes. Ted Bundy's the movie with Zac Efron. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he
what it
plays Ted
was.
Bundy.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, it's supposed
Oh.
to be. Yeah, they were supposed to be really good.
And Hetfield's in it.
I guess so.
Yeah, he's I think the lead sheriff or something like that.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
So Lords of Chaos is directed by the original drummer from Bathory. Can you believe that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jonas Eckerlin, and he actually made videos for Rammstein. He made the the video for the song Pussy. He's done videos for so many other artists, including Lady Gaga and Madonna, and a lot of metal bands too. But so this is his first film. He's done mainly music videos prior to this.
Yes, I got confirmation online. It's definitely the Ted Bundy movie.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who?
Michelle.
Michelle, thank you, Michelle.
Hall. Yes, in the chat.
Oh, thanks, Michelle.
She was like, he's debuting the new film about Ted Bundy. Also, before I let you go soon. Where can will you be posting updates of what conventions and everything and what festivals your film will be screening at online, and where's the best place to look out for that?
I will, as soon as I start getting laurels, I'm going to be whoring it out.
Sweet.
Any news that I have on this baby, I'm going to share, and in fact, there's been some interest in possibly moving forward with a feature. So I hope to have some news on that relatively soon.
Do you already have a script written and everything?
We are in development right now. Actually, I had a production meeting today, a very fruitful one with my co-conspirator Tracy BB. It'll be more. If we get this thing off the ground, it'll be more of an origin story. You guys know the context to which you can apply that. An origin story of the couple, and I'm really excited about it. Tracy's an awesome writer. She's she digs deep into the human element, which is something that my brain usually goes to horror or sci-fi, and not that there's not human elements in there. It's just I'm up here, and she can kind of get down here.
So you create a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's definitely a superior writer and keeps me in check, and so I'm looking forward to.
I definitely want to see that. I'm really curious as the backstory, because it gives you enough to whet your appetite, but you're like, I want to know more. So kind of going almost the Sam Raimi route, like kind of like Evil Dead. You start with Within the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I appreciate the Raimi reference. I will take that and run with it.
Well, because that's what they did. I always decided if I'd ever be a director, that'd be the way to go. You cut a short film, go, hey, look, this is what we can do with little money. Imagine if you gave us more money, we could make something way better.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And then that's how we got Evil Dead.
So Ven, shout out to your lead actress. I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Ava Lemuro.
Ava Lemuro, what a fantastic job. I mean, both your lead characters were so strong. They really were. Big shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Funny story. So my upbringing has been in theater. So, it's when I went into this, I really wanted to, not just go, okay, look, I can tell people how to point a camera or tell my DP how I want the camera pointed and but I really wanted to direct characters. That's really what, I'm over you again. But when I cast these guys, they did so much work that they took that away from me. I hardly had to do a damn thing with them because they both knew their instincts were so on point and their skills were so rock solid that I basically was just like, all right, that looks good. Maybe I did a little bit more than that, but yeah, they're amazing. Additional funny story, my movie brought them together. They are an actual couple now.
All right, the Date from Hell.
Yeah, they are still together. The Date from Hell turned out pretty okay for them.
That's
And I let them know that I am ordained in Texas, so if things go forward, I have to marry them.
All right.
That would be awesome.
May I suggest you marry them at the Texas Theater, Dallas, Texas.
I like that. So how did you meet? Well, on the set of a Date from Hell.
Date from Hell.
It's a Date from Hell.
How did you meet
Exactly.
Date from Hell?
You know, sometimes those Date from Hells have happy endings. Date from Hell.
Date from Hell. Love it. And so here's a question, and if you don't want to reveal this, it's okay, but Satan! Satan! Hey, how do you spray blood on Eva's face there at the end? And I'm imagining in my mind.
How do you decide the adequate amount of blood? Like, are you like, that looks good, or do you,
And is this a one take, or or is it numerous?
Okay, so that was on the first night. And everything that could stress out a first-time director on something that's way bigger than he ever was hoping for, all of that happened. It was raining. Truck got there 2 hours late. The gear was not working properly, so we had to do this. So we were behind. So that was actually the last shot of the evening. And I really wanted a Zolly. Unfortunately, the Zolly thing didn't work out. But what we did was we took several takes. There it is. And that was the final take of the evening. We had Jason right below her with the air pressure cannon thing, and I told her, I said, okay, Ava, don't blink, don't wink, because she was in the first couple of takes when we were doing the practice run, she was kind of doing the blinky thing. I said, don't blink, because then people know you're expecting it. And we've got one run at this, and the final take, her timing was perfect, the blood spray was perfect, the camera landed, nothing was soft, it was all in focus, the movement was exactly how we needed to be. So to answer your question, one take, we had one take to get it. Also, to answer your question, how much blood do we get to decide? We get to decide nothing. It was all whether or not the pump would work appropriately, because once her clothes got spattered, there was nothing else that we could do. We had one extra pair of clean clothes, and because we did it out of order. She was messy the first couple of nights, and the last night was clean. All in the diner and everything. So
that's some stress.
One chance. Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
We always like independent filmmakers to just tell any kind of tips to new Satan, the Circus of Hell. I like
3 ring.
Too. Yeah, 3 ring, man. 3 ring. Look, tips to.
I want to go to Satan's Circus from Hell.
We have a lot of hungry first-time filmmakers as part of this family, and so
I think that the blood spray is so important, because depending on how it goes, it can make it look cheesy, over the top, or really good. And yours was just the right amount of blood, so it worked out. Because sometimes you get that arterial spray where it's just like, and sometimes it's great, but it comes over almost comedic. Like, how you do it is so important.
Yeah, and how she reacts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she reacted perfectly, like you said.
Oh yeah, she was actually much more. I wasn't. It's little things that you notice after you, because I also stared at this thing while I was finishing up the edit for a month, and just the dramatic movement of her head, and I wasn't expecting all of that. And it's just somebody who hasn't been like face deep in it for see all of that.
That's our engineer. That's our engineer who timed that perfectly.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, she was great, and Brett was awesome, and he was a trooper that first night. There he was waiting for a good 3-4 hours with the prosthetic, and it was, I mean, I'm just gonna start looping myself and praising all my people over and over again, because they were just on it, awesome, and very supportive of me then, and still supportive of me now, and I in return as much as I possibly can be. I want chicken soup.
Chicken soup for Satan. Hey, those are just some funny images we wanted to throw in, but look, we appreciate you being an artist and expressing it all in metal and in horror. And then you had a production meeting today for a full length, and we, you know, look, I'm going to mark this on my calendar. We got to stay in touch about that one.
Directing is, I have high respect and hold directors in high regards, because it's a lot of work and it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I appreciate that, and I can't thank you guys enough, and doing what you do. I mean, if it weren't for y'all supporting me and any other artist, metal, directing, you know, we're a family. The underground filmmaker, the underground metal band, rock band, whatever. We're a family. We have to raise each other up, and you guys use your platform to help sad sods like myself out, and you have no idea how appreciative I am.
Man, you're welcome. And we don't travel the mainstream. We like independent art because it is passionate, and you show that, Ven.
Thank you, man.
And we appreciate you taking your time out of your Sunday to talk to us about your awesome little flick.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to
no,
seeing what you do in the
thank you,
future.
guys.
Really appreciate you making time for us. And so we'll say so long for now, but let's stay in touch, Ven.
I
hope
want to hear all about the new film once you get it up and rolling. And hope to see you in lots of awesome film festivals.
It'll probably be a while for this one if it goes, but I plan on having more to share regardless. So.
And hopefully we'll see you at Texas Frightmare Weekend, man.
Oh, yeah, you'll see me there.
All right, good. Ven Scott from RUNESCARRED, and his movie is Date from Hell. Look at the website and also his Facebook page. And were there any other feedback online that we need to hit Ven up with?
No.
Got it covered. All right.
It just says Tracy Beebe does amazing work. Check out her film Dog Years.
Dog Years.
Dog Years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Thank you, Ven. Man, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, guys. Y'all take care.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Ven Scott. We love Texas filmmakers.
We do.
We love Texas independent horror filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
And Date from Hell is a lot of fun. That is a fun film. Hey, he mentioned Fangoria and go to the launch party, but you know what they just started because they said F you to the Oscars. They said, we've got our own chainsaw ballot.
It's called the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, and the ballot's out right now, and you can find it on fangoria.com, and it's also on their Facebook, I believe. And they're covering a lot of amazing horror, because believe it or not, last year was a great year for horror. We had amazing films, like we had the Halloween reboot. It wasn't really a reboot, I guess. Continuation, Hereditary, Overlord, Quiet Place, Upgrade, and the Apocalypse, Mandy, Revenge, which you love Revenge, Suspiria, Terrifier.
Love Revenge.
Apostle.
Terrifier.
I don't know how I feel about Bird Box, but I liked Cam. I did not see Veronica. I didn't watch Black Mirror either. But there's a lot of great things to go out there. Cast your ballot, and let's get bring more attention to just a little bit more horror.
So that was a Fangoria website, or is it FangoriaChainsaw.com? Yeah, that's Fangoria. That's Fangoria.
Fangoria website.
Yeah, Fangoria website. So you can vote. You can vote for any of these awards.
Will be open for 1 week. The winners will get the Chainsaw Award. So you better do it now, because I think it probably closes because it just opened this week. So you probably have a couple days left to cast your ballot.
These are all of the great filmmakers and actors and crew that got ignored and snubbed by the Oscars. But we say, so what? Go to that website and vote for your favorites.
Does anybody even watch the Oscars anymore? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they do.
I don't.
Hey, did you know that February is coming up on Friday, and it is Women in Horror Month.
That is true.
It is, and they've got a badass website too. Did you know that? There's a Women in Horror Month website. Women in Horror Month X. Yeah. Anyways, womeninhorrormonth.com.
We'll be
or
focusing on
womeninhorror.com.
some amazing women in horror each week.
Yes, we will. And can I just mention that we're very excited about Chelsea Stardust's film,
Yeah,
which
Satanic
is
Panic.
Satanic Panic, filmed here in Dallas. It's in post-production right now, and we'll keep you updated on that Fangoria release by Chelsea Stardust. Speaking of women in horror.
Speaking of women in horror, Velvet is in the chat room.
Hi, Velvet.
Yeah.
Are you segueing to something with Velvet?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm reading her comments about
okay.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh,
Something about, I don't remember.
Were we playing a song by them?
No, something about Fangoria.
All right.
I don't know. But no, I was going to say was we had a really great pre-production meeting last night about Ghost Babes. We got a Facebook page up, so if you could go follow us on Facebook, we're Ghost Babes. We're also on Twitter, I believe, under Ghost Babes Show. And we're on Instagram. And we're working on our Patreon, and we should have that up throughout the week. And we're going to be doing photo shoots. And we'll start filming in March and have our first episode out in September. So if you want to support us, follow us on Facebook.
Okay, but
and
tell us.
see what we are up to.
For any new ears, tell us what Ghost Babes is and does.
Ghost Babes is going to be paranormal investigating. Velvet and I are going to go out to different haunted locations and go find ghosts.
Okay, and do you
go
want
investigate.
to find them?
Of course.
Do you want to be haunted?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. Good. Well, then bring that energy because Ghost Babes. Hey, I don't know if Ryler, our engineer, can find this, but on Facebook, it's just Ghost Babes. Ghost Babes.
We'll post it on our Facebook
Okay,
page. She doesn't
yeah.
need to go find it. It's okay.
No, but just let people know.
We'll share it on our Facebook page. If you want to find it, go to the Corpsepaint Facebook page. Give it a like if you haven't already, and then we'll direct you to Ghost Babes. Corpsepaint to Ghost Babes.
Do you love this image? I just had to show it. It's that, yeah, chicken soup for Satan.
Yeah. But we've been doing ghost hunting for a while. Not ghost hunting, but ghost investigations, paranormal investigations for a long time. We've gone to several haunted locations. So now the only difference is we're actually going to be filming it because we've had quite a few experiences.
Now,
So we're like, what if we turn those experiences into a show?
we're here in North Texas. So mention a couple of things that are nearby that you talk about frequently that are of interest.
Goatman's Bridge. Old
Right.
Alton Bridge.
That's in Denton.
That's in Denton. Did you just call it Denton?
Denton, Texas.
Denton. It's not Denton. Denton.
Right.
We're going to have our debate again.
What else in Texas?
We also are going to be visiting Jefferson, Texas.
Like it?
Yes.
Haunted City?
Yeah. It is very haunted. Old Town Spring. Old Town Spring is haunted. That's near Houston. There's
Nice.
several amazing haunted locations. We may even go, hang out around the outside of the Baker Hotel. You can't go in.
Now, when you go ghost hunting, do you
There's-
have to do this at night when it's dark?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So-
And there's also a lot of amazing locations around Dallas that we will be checking out.
Good.
I really wish we could do White Rock Lake, but it's just going to be too big and too vast. But we will see. Maybe we'll work
Yeah.
it out. We're still working on it. And we will, of course, Ben will check out the Denton Ghost Tour. I've been on that one. The Denton Ghost Tour is amazing. And we do want to go do Galveston. Dash Beardsley. If you haven't been on Dash Beardsley's tour in Galveston, it's very entertaining.
Okay.
He provides his own soundtrack.
Now, look, Janie Slash, I know we have a lot of viewers out of state. I'm just pointing out that for Texas, where you're based, there's a lot of haunt activity, it seems, and that's what you and Velvet are going to go investigate as Ghost Babes.
Yes.
Do I have it right? Okay.
Yes.
All right, good.
Yes.
Ghost Babes.
Yes.
So this is the year of Ghost Babes, 2019.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We've been working really hard at it.
Satan. Okay. So we talk about Women in Horror Month. We talk about Ghost Babes. Real quick, did you know that we have 2 awesome guests
Not one,
next week?
but 2.
This show keeps getting better and better. First off, we're attending a special screening of a movie called Silhouette tomorrow. And Mitch McLeod is the director, and look forward to meeting him and having him on our show
Talking
next
to him
week.
about Silhouette.
So, yeah, Silhouette, look at that. That's his film.
It
He's a
looks
Texas
scary.
filmmaker. He is a Texas filmmaker, independent horror film. And we're I think, going to have the good luck of being able to see this tomorrow. Yeah, so there we go. 2018, actually crafted horror film that is actually scary.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
Great review from Fits of
And
Horror.
then who is our next guest?
Yeah, and there it is too, right there. That article about it.
That looks like some corpse paint. Every time I see that, I automatically go to corpse paint.
Was that a baby?
No, it just looks like corpse paint. I don't know if it's a baby.
All right.
When I go to it's corpse paint. That's what it looks like.
And our other guest next week
Doesn't
is
that look like some badass motherfucking corpse paint? Like it was scarred into your skin?
RUNESCARRED.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Our other guest next week is Barack Epstein, who is the manager of the Texas Theater.
I'm excited. I love the Texas Theater.
And Aviation Cinema. He also pretty much runs Oak Cliff Film Festival. We'll talk about that. So we're going to hang that up for a second.
They host some incredible events at the Texas Theater. I love that place.
Now, if you're not familiar with it, it is the Texas Theater where Oswald was arrested. Now, do you know why he was arrested? Because he dashed in without buying a ticket.
See, this is why you should always buy tickets.
Always buy a ticket. He just killed someone. He should have just walked slowly and bought a ticket. Two people.
You look less guilty if you just get in line and buy the damn ticket. If you just like run in, now you look fucking guilty.
Yeah.
Just walk in and get in line and buy a ticket.
Yeah. So tip to all criminals.
Get away with Assassinations 101 over here.
Yeah. All right. So tip to all criminals: if something happens,
act
that
natural.
Is a killing or an explosion or a fire or an accident or something, and you caused it. Run to it, because then you look like a normal person who wants to check out the action rather than dashing away.
I would just look confused. I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
That wasn't me.
Now, they say that apparently, he's sitting in one seat,
I
but
would never do that.
Then I've heard reports that he moved around to numerous seats.
See, now that would be even worse. Like, oh, I didn't buy, now I'm going to keep moving seats. Like, that's even more obvious. Just duck down, put your hood up, and just sit there and watch the fucking movie.
Rather than moving around a lot
and blend,
drawing attention to yourself,
or go lock yourself in the bathroom.
But we can ask Barack.
I believe
this, maybe
pick your feet up.
This is the premier art theater in Dallas. Check out their website too. It's Texas Theater, TexasTheater.com. Also known as the Texas Theater.
And the Texas Theater is haunted. That's the question Richard Nettleton in the chat room was posing.
Okay, Richard. Thank you for bringing that up, because Janie Slash should ask that personally of Barack next week when he is here.
I want to hear them. Also, if you have any places haunted, we want to hear, because we want to come investigate.
Okay, how do they message us?
Message us through the Ghost Babes page. Also, you can send us, I think it's ghostbabesshow@gmail.com. That's our email.
You got it set up? Okay.
Velvet did all that last night.
Thank you, Velvet. All right, so Ghost Babes.
We watched BuzzFeed Unsolved.
So Ghost Babes with an S and then show. So there's two S's there, right? Ghost Babes Show at Gmail.
Yep.
Ask her to confirm that.
Is it? I'm going to speak to my phone. Yeah, it's Ghost Babes Show.
So I'm very, very thrilled about our great guest next week.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Also, want to mention that, good news, Cherokee Creek is now streaming on Amazon. It was pulled, but a month later, it is now on Amazon. You can now stream it on Amazon, because Amazon's been pulling a fuck ton of movies. Also, the answer to my trivia question that nobody actually got the answer last week.
Go ahead. Okay,
so I asked, who in what movie did they feed a heart to their dog? And everybody kept telling me it was One Tree Hill. I've never seen One Tree Hill. But I heard that was accurate. I asked a friend who watches One Tree Hill, but that was not the answer I was looking for. I was actually looking for, it's called a movie called Aftermath, which is a very fucked up movie, where the guy takes the heart home and grinds it. Yeah, it's a human heart, and grinds it up and feeds it to his dog. So, it's no longer available. You can't purchase it. You can't stream it on Amazon because Amazon banned it. But
Asian film?
No, it's not Asian.
It's not. All right. Aftermath.
It's foreign, but it's not Asian.
Foreign film, but it's not Asian, and it's
not even full length. I think it's like an hour or 30 minutes long. It's a short film.
All right. Okay.
You know,
so One Tree Hill
kind
did
of
not
in the vein
was
of
not
like a necromantic type.
Why was One Tree Hill not the right answer? Because it's not a movie.
It's not a movie, and it wasn't what I was looking for. I didn't even know it was a thing. I mean, I knew what One Tree Hill was. I never watched it. It was past. I'm too old for One Tree Hill. I missed it.
Yeah. No
Sorry. It came on after I graduated high school. I'm older than I look.
Now, if we could show that flyer just one more time, rather, and that is Barack Epstein coming on next week. This was designed by our favorite artist, Little Spark Films. Yes. Shout out to Little Spark Films. Please contact them on their website or Facebook if you need wonderful artwork done. Little Spark.
Also, they're working on their new configuration box video that I was fortunate to work on last week. I did makeup for them, and I think that should be being released soon, I hope. It's looked amazing.
From Big Ideas, what does it go? From Big Ideas start with a little spark. I hope I got that right.
They do amazing work. I don't know.
Big ideas.
Velvet has confirmed that it is ghostbabesshow@gmail.com. So it's ghostbabes, 2 S's. GHOSTBABESSHOW
All right.
gmail.com.
So you want to hear from your fans about where is a haunted place that you can go investigate.
Yeah.
Good.
Also, if you're interested in helping out, just message us.
Good. Hey, did you know that you are performing with some fantastic burlesque
I'm performing?
performers?
What? You're telling me
Some
what
of
I'm
them belong to
doing
this
right now?
troupe, and that is on February something, and there it is right there.
February 14th, Valentine's Day, free show at Duke's Ice House with Janie Slash, Raindrops, Catalina Carita, Scarlet Divine, and Velvet Mystique. Yeah, please don't spam us. That's what Velvet asked.
All right. Yeah. Now, look, you're telling me it's a free show, and you got 5 burlesque performers
Yes.
at Duke's Ice House in
Yes.
Addison, Texas,
Uh-huh.
on Valentine's
Day.
night. Valentine's Day.
Well, Valentine's Day night. So bring out, have a date out there. They have good food. They've got good drinks.
It
cheap
says
drinks.
8 p.m. Is that correct?
If that's what it says, we're going to go with
all right,
that.
All right, good. So that's February 14th. Now, remember, February 21st is Black Metal Night, Lords of Chaos screening at the Texas Theater, co-hosted by Corpsepaint Show, and I'll be DJing in the lobby with a lot of extreme black metal that is of the Norwegian variety. There we go. Lords of Chaos closing.
Oh, look, I'm going.
Yeah, good.
Catalina's going too.
We definitely want a lot of heads there
To headbang?
to bang.
To bang. Oh, that
it.
sounds bad. To bang.
So,
To mosh.
all right, what have we not covered, Janie Slash?
Friday night, we played a great gig at Three Links with Ghoultown, who is a guest at Frightmare. Lyle is always the regular staple at Frightmare. You see him there.
Okay,
His
but
table.
let's make it clear
And
what
Scary
band.
Cherry was playing too, which actually Leslie Dean is a guest at Frightmare as well. She was in Freddy's Dead. She killed Freddy. Oh, if you haven't seen the movie, sorry, spoiler. I feel like that's not a spoiler
Freddy's Dead.
at this point in life.
So-
I mean, it's called Freddy's Dead.
Leslie Dean was in Freddy's Dead. She's going to be at Frightmare. I think this is her first time ever.
I'm not sure if it's first time at Frightmare. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's her first convention.
Okay. And she is also in the band that you're in.
She is the lead singer of the band. She's not just. She is the lead singer. She is Scary Cherry.
She is the Scary Cherry.
She is Scary Cherry.
Dallas band, Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs.
Yes, and I'm a Bang Bang.
And she was also in the movie, was it 976 Evil?
Yes.
So some of those great 80s and early 90s horror films, Leslie Dean, finds her way into some of them. So
Yeah, she's great.
yeah,
She's gonna be a guest, and we played at Three Links, and it was a sold-out show, and it was badass. And when the guillotines opened up, and it was like what they call it, Horror on Elm Street or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, they had these badass shirts, with, like heads in jars.
Janie Slash, I'm very excited about Ghost Babes, and we want you and Velvet, the 2 Ghost Babes, to...
Yeah, we want only serious emails. Like, don't spam
Of
us.
course.
That's
But
fine.
we want you to,
clarify.
on this show, regularly update us.
We will. We'll be giving you regular updates about progress, and also we will have our Patreon up, and that's where you'll get the majority of your updates. We will be limiting our updates. You need to follow us on Patreon.
Okay.
Yes, we have that up and going.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We don't.
What? Yeah, no, I'm with you.
We gotta keep things for our Patreon subscribers.
We are also friends with Fangoria, and we encourage you to get a subscription. They will be delivered to your door in a fancy black envelope. This is issue
It's
number
called
2.
a body bag.
Thank you. It is a body bag, and it contains a lot of gore and death and blood from this.
You know
print
you've
bag.
got a Fangoria magazine when you pull out that mail and you've got this little like black body bag and you're like, fuck yeah, it's Fangoria time. And then you tell your husband or boyfriend or whatever, hey, I'm busy, I gotta read Fangoria. Don't talk to me.
Yes, that's right. All right. Now, I think we've covered... What else am I missing, Ryler, on anything that I sent you? So we talked about Women in Horror. We talked about Dukes, that show coming up. And
Come see me Tuesday nights at Duke's Ice House for bingo. It's free, starts at 7, and sometimes you get a bonus round.
that burlesque
Which means
bingo.
I put my clothes back on.
No.
Not really, I'm joking.
Burlesque bingo is a
We
ton of
do
fun.
have to put our clothes back on eventually.
That is a whole lot of fun. All right. So that is a great event coming up on Valentine's night.
And then 2 days
So-
later, which we don't have the flyer for, will be Deadly Sins. And they'll have the
Is
whole...
that this one right here?
That is that one, yes. Deadly Sins Burlesque and Sideshow. It's crazy. We'll have the flyer for you next week. And the event page.
There it is.
February is full of a lot of amazing, cool events. Yes. Yes, we see that.
Had a great
you got
time.
Like a hardcore satanic thing going on over there. You got the Satan approved stamp, you got the Baphomet, you got the devil horns. Like, you are really going all out there, Satan. Look at you.
Yeah, and don't forget this guy right here.
I have the dead girl hoodie. And I'm supporting Sabrina. The Spellman Mortuary.
Is Sabrina's last name Spellman?
Yeah, so it's Spellman Mortuary. They were in the show. They run a mortuary.
Yeah.
I saw the shirt. It's fucking awesome. You can get it from Hot Topic. Yes, I still shop there.
Did I mention that on Thursday night, Arsis put on a great show at Gas Monkey Bar and Grill?
Briefly.
All right, yeah. So they did, and Encepharum and Septic Flesh played as well, and that was a great night at Gas Monkey.
Also, we're talking about Texas Theater. They host this awesome event. It's the first Tuesday of every month called Tuesday Night Trash, where they show just the fucking most awfulest, wonderfulest movies ever, and it's free, and you should check it out. Velvet said you're self-promoting.
Oh, all the Satan?
All the
Yes.
Satan. Oh, and she got the same shirt today. Look, we could be twinsies.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Of the Spellman Mortuary?
Yeah. It's a badass shirt.
This is our 3-ring circus from hell, also called the Corpsepaint Show.
I feel like this is not, I mean, just because you put clowns up.
Yeah, we're clowning tonight.
Did you
They
even
moved.
ask the bunny if he has arachnophobia? I feel like he might be mildly uncomfortable.
Janie
with us playing
Slash,
on top
you
of
got to
something.
whip. You got to show us your hands. Put your hands in the air. Janie. You doing okay over there? Are your headphones working?
I'm self-conscious about my hands.
No. Then there's only 2 people in America who are.
I don't know what to do with them.
No, it's all right. Hey, Ryler, thank you for taking care of everything on the board, man. Our engineer tonight was Ryler. Kick-ass job. I know that we threw a lot at you, and we always have a lot of graphics and videos and this and that and this and that and this and that. We have, I promise you, so much fun stuff coming up on the Corpsepaint Show on future weeks, but we're here every Sunday at 6 p.m.
Until 7:30.
Central Time, and then we archive those on YouTube. So our YouTube channel, The Corpsepaint Show, you can see the Bruce Corbett fun times we had with him on our YouTube channel. There is a little search bar where you can just type in Bruce Corbett, and it'll take you right to those videos where we had him as a guest.
I'm really excited about Women in Horror Month.
For sure, yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to cover that. It's gonna be a good time.
Yes, actors and directors and yeah, we salute them and love them, and that's why I'm supportive of what you and Velvet are doing too, and that is the production of your own horror little series. So big series. All hails to Bruce Corbett and Janie Slash. I want to give a thanks to Ven Scott for joining us and talking about.
Also, our sponsor is Corpse Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corpse Factory.
You should check them out. Valentine's Day is coming up, so check out their website. They have free shipping. Buy all the things for the one you love.
One of the cool things they have, and I brought
Even if you don't love them, you should still buy them stuff.
I brought you a new one. It's one of those Living Dead dolls. That is a different one, Janie. Can you grab it? That is a really cool one. And so on corpsefactory.com, you can pick up cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which Living Dead doll is that?
It's the dark. Should you ever find yourself alone in the dark, surrounded by shadows closing in like a shark, you can try and run to turn on the lights, but inside the dark, it is forever night. Is that why the eyeball's in his mouth and he has no eyes and he's bleeding out of them?
That is the coolest one ever.
It looks kind of like you.
It with the dark eyes, and it's very gothic.
Yeah, but you don't have an eyeball in your mouth, do you? That's a little freaky.
Not at the moment.
Okay, just gotta check. Not at the moment. That means at some point there is one. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Thank you for joining us, and please support our YouTube channel by just hitting subscribe. It costs nothing. We're not going to bug you. It just gives you an alert when we post something new. And shout out to Chop Block TV, who streams us now, and we appreciate them. We want to get the word out, to all the viewers about independent horror and independent metal and underground art in general. So, look, Women in Horror Month in February. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about that, and I'm just looking forward to that as well. So
Me too.
What else, Janie?
That's all I got.
Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you to Ven Scott for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Date from Hell. Check it out. Follow his Facebook page.
All hails Bruce Corbett, and we will see everyone else next week, Sunday, 6 o'clock Central. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Yeah, the Corpsepaint Show. Every Sunday we're here live. We're going to give you 90 minutes of live, great, irreverent shit. And also just talk about Satan and talk about movies and talk about metal and talk about Jenny Slash's weekly dose of horror.
Yeah. Texas Frightmare Weekend. I am here with Dee Wallace. Don't stare at my boobs the whole time.
Sure. I do get comments from occasionally religious fanatics.
I've seen people stop and down.
Wag their finger at me for being Satan.
The Corpsepaint Show rules.